Welcome
to
Straight
Outta
Austin.
Episode
73.
Three. Yeah.
3.
Here we are. Episode 73. Still here. Still
Almost
alive.
at the quarter century mark.
Yeah, basically.
Looking forward to it.
It's Prometheus.
This is Bobby Beetle.
And this is Agamemnon.
And we have a lot of news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. It's I feel like they didn't announce as many big things as
It wasn't
I
as
thought they were going
good.
to.
I was expecting a whole lot more of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but that's kind of like what I was expecting.
Yeah.
What cool stuff am I going to hear? And it was like, oh, there's some nice little tidbits. I won't spoil it just yet, even though everybody kind of knows. But there was certain things that we're going to talk about that were announced. So I was just kind of like, eh.
See, I felt like there were maybe
cool.
2 big announcements, but I expected more.
I think I agree with that. There was 1 or 2, and one that wasn't announced at Comic-Con, but came out a week ago. That I'm probably more excited about that than anything that really came out of Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which is?
The Ken Watanabe Unforgiven remake.
Yeah,
I'm a
really
huge
good.
fan of Unforgiven, but and
Metallica
I'm
song.
always kind of me, I'm I think anybody that loves originals, especially foreign films, will always love the originals, or even old films love the originals. And then when they do a remake, and it's people are just kind of snobby. Well, I'm one of those snobs.
Yes.
I hate watching remakes. Let me in? No. Hell no.
But it's got
Wasn't
Hit
good?
Girl in it.
But this time, they got Unforgiven, yeah. And it's got Ken Watanabe, who's one of my favorite actors. And I just feel like everything that they're doing, they're kind of matching it up with their own little time period.
Mm.
And it's kind of around the same time period as when Unforgiven happens, or at least seemingly. And, Japan had a lot of Western influence at that time. I don't know. I just feel like it's a really good adaptation within the confines of Japan's own history. They're going to make it work, Because there's definitely that Western influence where you see, the top hats and the curly mustache.
The guns.
And the Winchesters.
Yeah,
mixed with the the katanas and everything. So it's just like, oh, okay, it's really cool. Because in Japan, that was a really interesting time period.
Yeah.
And I think, arguably, the West... the Wild West in America was probably one of the more interesting times in America. And considering America's really young, there's not a whole lot to draw from. You have the Revolutionary period, and then you kind of have the Wild West period, the Civil War period, which was an ugly period, and then you kind of had
Patriot.
the what?
So the Patriot.
Yeah, that was the Revolutionary War period.
The Ghost.
And then you had the big technology boom, like coal and trains were more evident. That was fast traveling. Automobile, the turn of the century kind of stuff. And then the Great Depression happened, and then World War II, and then the last century's been kind of interesting, but politics wise, it's not very much. But Japan, I don't know, they just have really rich history, and to me, it's already knowing what happens in America, I'd rather read up on something like what happened in Russia in the 17 or 1800s, or Japan in this case. So I think it's just really, really interesting, and I want to check it out. I'm willing to open my mind.
I think the hallmark of what makes it such a good-looking trailer is the entire thing is in Japanese. So you don't understand a word they're saying, but you can still get hype.
Well, my whole thing is I don't understand what they're saying, but it's I'm putting the dialogue that was from Unforgiven because I understand the story there, and it's it's the same thing. Yeah. But it might not be. But
well, see, for me, I never even seen the original, so for me, I'm seeing this for the first time. So it's I don't even know what's going on, and it's still just the facial expressions, Ken Watanabe's death stare. It's this looks good.
That death stare was good. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a great disservice by not watching it. You have to go, man. I don't know. Well, one day I'm just gonna pick 5 Clint Eastwood westerns, and we're just gonna sit there and watch them.
I've seen the
You seen Outlaw Josie Wales?
No.
Oh, that's gonna be one.
I've seen that one trilogy though. What is it? The Fistful of Dollars.
The Man with No Name.
Yeah, I did actually
Just
see
the
that.
Dollars trilogy. Yeah.
Okay, the dollars. Yeah.
Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, and
Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Yeah, Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, that was close. So no, all out of dollars.
All out of dollars.
Yeah, Habiki's actually joined us this time around.
Kind of, no microphone.
Kind of. She's just taking pictures and stuff.
Oh, we should get her a microphone.
Yeah, well, I'll get around to it.
Yeah, but if you chime in, that way it's not just silence and then we're responding to something.
I don't know. Were we done with that topic?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to ask one thing. Are you more excited for the Unforgiven remake or the Old Boy remake?
See, I'm not even giving Old Boy a chance. There's nothing like, what's the actor's name? He was in No Country. Josh Brolin. I like Josh Brolin, but to me, he's kind of unproven in my eyes. Like, he hasn't done enough movies that I enjoy.
Apparently you didn't see Men in Black 3.
No, you're right. I haven't, and I don't plan to. And that's part of the problem. Where it's like I don't take anything away. I don't discredit Josh Brolin, but that movie affected me so much. Like, I don't know. I loved it so much. It's in my top 5, you know, and I don't know. I feel like my thoughts are like super jumbled up right now. But I have that movie on it. Yeah, I wish I had alcohol. I have that movie on a pedestal. You might want to turn it on, actually.
You're putting the pussy on a pedestal, Jay.
Yeah, I'm putting the movie pussy on a pedestal. I fucking love that movie. Like, hands down, dude. It's close to number 1.
Men in Black?
I love Men in Black. Let's just get that out of the way.
So seeing them put the remake, I feel like it's a disservice to the original movie. And then 2, he makes some good movies. One that the only movie that I really want to see of his is Miracle of St. Anna.
Of Josh Brolin?
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No, this time I'm talking about Spike Lee.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really a big fan of Spike Lee.
It's got JGL.
Well, personally, I'm not a big fan of Spike Lee. So, but him, he just
goes on fucking tirade.
Yeah, because he's fucking black. Yeah,
because he apologized for that motherfucking tirade.
Yeah.
You ever seen 25th Hour?
I haven't seen that.
They heard like when he directs movies that he doesn't write, he tends to be a lot better.
What about Inside Man?
This ain't no bank
robbery. This ain't no bank robbery.
Like, He Got Game, to me, was a really great movie.
I've never seen He Got Game.
Jungle Fever, although I was young when I saw it and I didn't understand it, I think I kind of liked it.
Why are they wrestling each other?
Yeah, what's going on?
He Got Game.
Why do they look like an Oreo cookie?
What is He Got Game about? Is that about fucking? About black? Is that about Denzel
He Got
fucking?
Game is about Denzel Washington getting hired by... I think it was the city. They kind of pressure him into having his son pick the local college.
Yeah.
Because he's like this basketball. He's like the next Michael Jordan, pretty much. Mm. And so him staying at the college like brings in revenue for the city and stuff. Something like that. They're like, well, we want you to talk to your son about staying here in town and going with this college. So, like, that's pretty much the whole thing.
I would have been like, I'm going to write a number.
But that's not Denzel's aim. Denzel's, like, his character's aim is to, like, get to know his son.
Yeah.
And then, you know, at the end, like, his son finds out the whole thing. He was just like, I'm not here to tell you who to pick or what to do. You know, I'm just telling you to make the decision that you want to make and to make sure that it's the right decision. Like, that's what it boils down to. And it's a strong message. It's really good. And it's kind of like individuality. It's about redemption, and it's just about being you, but being a good person, being the right person, you know, and kind of just triumphing through that certain type of adversity. And it's a really good movie. It's one of my favorites. And if somebody tried to remake that, I'd probably be angry too. I'm not even taking that away from him. But just personally, I don't care. It's like the same way, like, personally, I don't care for R. Kelly. I will never fucking listen to his music after all that shit. He peed on a little kid.
How do you compare Spike Lee to R. Kelly?
No. I'm not trying to compare the two, like, things, but it's just like when I just disagree with a person, like, I just refuse to support anything, and I think, like, personally, Spike Lee's just dumb.
Yeah.
But whatever, he wants to make good movies and stuff. Miracle of St. Anna is still a movie I want to see because it's like the I thought he was dumb period, so I'll check that one out. But it's like Old Boy. It's just like double reasons, like double the reasons why I shouldn't like him. Or go see the movie. Because one, it's Old Boy, my favorite movie, and there's nothing wrong with the original. So there's no point in remaking the movie. And then two, it's just like, well, it's Spike Lee. I already don't care for him. I already don't care for Josh Brolin. Yeah. So there's nobody that has me emotionally tied to want to go see this movie.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No. He's in enough movies.
Hey, he's going to be in every movie.
No. He's going to be in every movie, so I'm not missing out. He was in Avengers. He was great in Avengers.
He's going to play Batman.
If I want my Samuel L. fix, I'll watch Avengers. I'll watch Pulp Fiction, for crying out loud. I'll watch Deep Blue Sea. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I'll go there.
I will not let you watch that movie.
I swear to God, I will shave my head, put college in my lips, and start licking them like crazy while I'm watching that shit.
And he'll listen to the soundtrack.
Oh, cool. And Habiki's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. Like,
and you need to wear a chef's hat.
Yeah, I'll wear a chef's hat.
deepest, bluest. My hand is like a shark's fin.
And then I'll just say I'm tired of this motherfucking Spike Jonze and my motherfucking TV.
Spike Jonze.
Who?
Spike Jonze.
Who?
Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay,
Spike Jonze directed that movie Where the Wild Things Are.
Okay.
Not
you
Spike
lost
Lee,
me too. I was
Not
thinking Spike
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, not Spike Lee.
That was his other picture. That was a Spike Lee joint.
How did we get to Spike Jonze?
You
said Spike.
I didn't say Spike Jonze.
Somebody did before that.
You said Spike Lee.
Somebody said it before me. That's the only reason I went with it.
No, I don't know. It's a ghost.
So.
What?
Well, listen back.
Matrix.
Did I say it first? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, rewind the podcast. Rewind the podcast.
Rewind it live.
All right. Well, brings me to my next topic. Talking
One
about
more thing. Have you seen the cover to Old Boy, the new Old Boy? It's like a guy in a treasure box.
Oh yeah.
Every time I see that, I think that's Nick Diaz.
209.
It's like, why does he look so weird? It's like, is that Nick? Like when I saw the picture, it was like, is Nick Diaz going to be in a movie? Yeah. I'm not even convinced that that's Josh Brolin.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't available to take the picture that day. It's like, hey, get that guy over there that's boxing people up. Yeah, I don't know. I have to see what the picture looks like. 'Cause I don't recall it looking like that, or him looking like Nick Diaz in any way. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see it. I mean, I enjoyed Old Boy. I wasn't in love with it by any means. So, I mean, usually against like remakes in general, but watching the trailer, it looks like they actually have respect for the original material.
Yeah.
You know, like everything seems like scene for scene. The thing, actually, I guess I'm most excited to watch it simply because I want to see if they can do justice to the hallway scene.
Picture.
It looks more like Nate Diaz, actually, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Well, like from far away, like to me, it looked like Nick Diaz.
Yeah. Well, they do look similar.
Was that a picture of Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're looking at Google
that's what
Images.
That's what I was laughing at. It's so like the charismatic smile.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in a movie. I'm in another movie. I'll be good in this movie. Oh boy.
But yeah.
Is that Will Smith?
Here we go, right here. This is it. See from far away, it just looks like Nick Diaz to me, dude.
I don't know. It still looks more like Nate to me, but I see what you're
But it looks like a Diaz brother,
Yeah,
not Josh
yeah.
Brolin, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like Josh Brolin at all.
Like every time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck?
It's a
Nick
weird
Diaz?
cover too. Like
I know, because I don't get the significance of the treasure chest.
Because he comes out like after 20 years or whatever they release him.
I guess.
But even so, it's just weird.
No. He's in an apartment. For
I don't
that
see
amount
the
of time.
symbology.
He's only in the suitcase for about like 10 minutes.
Okay.
They literally that's how he basically just like they drug him to take him out of it and then he wakes up in it. That's how they get him out of the place without him knowing where he was.
Well, then I retract my statement. I have no idea why they put that on the cover.
No problem
I guess
at all.
just to look weird.
To like look forward to this when we explain it. That's what that
Yeah,
is.
basically. I think just to build like intrigue.
Put a treasure box.
I don't know. What's in the box?
I don't even know.
Anyway.
Moving on.
Well, speaking of overcoming adversity, brings me to the next topic.
What is that?
The Man of Steel Part 2 featuring Batman. I want to read this quote. I want you to remember Clark and all the years to come and all your most private moments. I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you. Yeah.
From The Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, that's right. I think the best part about that, I mean, okay, like I have so many mixed feelings on this announcement. Because, one, it feels cheap. It's like they know that Man of Steel is polarizing, and a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we still want to make money. We still want to do that Justice League movie. So people like Batman. We can't go wrong with Batman. Let's throw him in there. It just seems like it was more of like a monetary, like, business decision.
It's going to be more like a Justice League prologue.
Yeah. Well, I don't even mind that, but it just feels like it was
like
more
at the end of it, they're going to be like, we work so great as a team. Imagine all the other metas out there. It's like, we could make a Justice League.
I bet there's like a Flash and like a lantern that's green or something. But it feels like they're trying to do like more of a business deal than actually trying to like. They didn't come up with it like, oh, this is gonna be a great story.
Right.
You know, it just seems like Batman is being rushed into the.
It's like
Superman
it was like
universe.
we got nothing for Comic-Con. What do we say? It's like Batman and Superman. We're like, we can just go with it. Go with it. Just go, get out there.
Yeah,
get on stage.
But I think despite that, it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's Batman. And I mean, I love Nolan's trilogy. Don't get me wrong. Like, I know some people don't like it. I love it. I think it's great.
For a lot of people, the third movie ruined it all.
Yeah, they can fuck themselves. But I think it's
ignore
great.
it.
Yeah,
ignore
I think it's great. No, learn to love it.
Ignore it like we ignored Reloaded and Revolutions.
No, sir. May the Force with you. That is not even on par whatsoever. That is a. Sir, Dark Knight Rises is a perfect bookend to the Dark Knight trilogy, sir.
I'm just saying how like you ignore those two movies and it doesn't take away from The Matrix. Like The Matrix is still an incredible film, and there's nothing that could take away from that.
I get what you're saying,
but The Dark Knight Rises is the ending to that Batman trilogy. It's crucial to the storyline.
I get
of all three.
Trust me, you're preaching to the choir here. I get it.
But you're bringing up The Matrix.
I'm saying a lot of people
horrible abominations of Matrix sequels.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but a lot of people don't like it, like a lot.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have a reason not
people
to like
can
it.
Go.
Well, whatever. A lot of people don't have a reason to like or do.
That's what I'm saying. They just say things just so they can beat the guy that says it.
They say,
I don't like third one's written for me. I have such high class taste in movies that I saw stuff that nobody else did. That's why I don't like it, and I'm a snob.
Okay. Well, just a side tangent. I understand what people have a lot of problems with Dark Knight Rises. There are a lot of holes. There are a lot of like.
There's a lot of holes in all of them.
Yeah,
especially the second one.
Yeah,
it falls from the building.
Yeah, okay, that's a hole.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I get that.
He doesn't go to save the other rich fuckers.
But that's not nearly as big a hole as.
It's pretty big a hole.
It's not as big a hole as how did he survive the nuke, other than the fact that he's Batman.
It's as big as a hole as him driving away in a bus from the bank.
It's like, okay, you try to ask Harry Houdini how he got
Would you drive from a building that you just backed into regular rush hour traffic in the middle of a school?
He blended in because remember the cops came
out. It's like asking
Harry because
Houdini
the school bus behind him did not just see a school bus come out of a bank.
Of course not. Yeah. School bus drivers, they're not observant. They don't watch those kids.
Totally.
I love the movie. You know this.
But no, I understand what you're saying.
There's holes, but... Yeah, it's not like, it ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Totally.
There's more than enough to back it up.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But anyway, that's not even my point. My point is, love the trilogy despite its flaws, whatever. But I'm excited to see a new Batman. Like, I want to see what they can do, especially a Batman that has to be able to exist. That's what I'm
telling you.
Why would JGL?
Look, I'm on a hot streak of predicting shit, but I have no idea what I'm talking about.
He is a small, slender man. He's not going to play Batman.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
So was Kick-Ass. Did you not see Kick-Ass Kid in the trailer that we watched earlier?
He was buff as shit, bro.
He was not buff in
the first one.
But he wasn't a big superhero in that one. He was just a kid, and he was playing a teenage kid going out to the streets for the first time. He wasn't playing a billionaire guy that's been training with fucking Japanese dudes.
You
ever heard of Muscle Milk?
I won't know Muscle Milk.
You ever heard of Iron
Batman
Body?
needs a chiseled jaw.
You ever heard of Body by Jake?
Okay, take this into consideration. Cillian Murphy auditioned for Batman. And he's a great actor as well, but even he was like, "Can you really see me as Batman?"
No, yeah.
You know,
I could if he hit the gym a couple of weeks.
He's not going to. It's not
a buff really Cillian. He would be like he would be ripped.
Yeah, it's not in his physique.
A buff Cillian Murphy.
It's not going to be. He's not going to be Bruce Wayne. He's going to be fucking Jimmy from the orphanage. I forget what his name was.
But they were. I don't know.
But his actual middle name was Robin.
Yeah, I get that.
Or his real name was Robin.
I think that would be really lame if that's the route.
Now his name's gonna be Robin Wayne. That's what it's gonna be. I'm Robin Wayne.
Robin Wayne.
He's gonna be like, I'm Robin Wayne. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
That's terrible.
I'm Batman. Watch me fly.
I think I'd rather watch Tim Burton's Batman over that.
He's Batman, dude.
No.
Deal with it.
No.
Why do I watch Schumacher's nips?
Batman.
I'm Batman.
Batman.
Freeze, Batman.
Freeze. Everybody chill.
I don't know. I think, like, of all the casting that I've heard, you know, people are saying that the guy who played Spartacus, Ian McIntyre, I believe his name is, he seems like he could really do justice to Batman.
Does he have a fine chiseled jaw?
He seems to me
like
I'm just basing this off Spartacus because that's like the only
Everybody
piece
from
of real
Spartacus
work
is
he's
buff.
ever had. Yeah, but it's like all Spartacus is like a bunch of dudes just you know, they're just like
You've never even watched it.
I haven't watched it.
I know you haven't watched it because that's not at all what it is.
It's just like
it's a very good
gung ho warriors, dude.
No,
They're just going to battle,
no,
fucking killing people and shit. I've seen the pictures,
sir.
man.
You've seen pictures,
sir.
He's a good strategist, but he's got an army.
No, but you haven't seen
the
show.
No, wait.
Explain.
First of all, I'm just gonna cut down that part. He has an army. You need to watch Spartacus Vengeance, where they're escaping the salt mines. Okay. Everyone that's there dies except for him. him. He takes on.
Because what does he do? He cuts everybody down. Just.
It's not brute strength. It's skill. Just
it's like Berserk.
If Batman, no, it's not at all like Berserk. If Batman exists in the Roman ages,
nobody
he would be
cut
Spartacus.
these nipples off.
Yeah. That would probably happen too, but no, I don't know. You need before you pass judgment on Spartacus, you need to at least watch Spartacus.
I know the
Vengeance.
history.
Yeah. Well,
but we're talking about the TV show, though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Loosely based off.
That's what it looks like. There's blood and lots of it, and he kills people and lots of them. Like. Almost aimlessly.
Yeah.
Just like, you're in my way.
No, aimlessly because he's fighting for freedom and all the free all the slaves.
Aimlessly,
totally aimlessly.
He's like a tornado.
And because his wife was killed and his best friend, that's
fighting
totally
for freedom is pretty aimless.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
I know.
It's not a very
when the
good goal.
bloodlust hits him,
he didn't really.
He's like Wolverine. He's
I don't think so.
And he just jumps hordes of people. Tell me he didn't jump at least 2 hordes of people in the 3 seasons.
Dude, he starts like every battle with a jump. I think that's more evidence he could be Batman. Huh?
I'm just saying.
Off the rafters with a cape and a cowl.
You know, I don't know. Just by looks, I could see him more of an Azrael type character. No. Where he's just like, he's more gung-ho. He's a gung-ho Batman. He's not like the strategist, martial arts Batman.
I don't know if we can go into it.
I don't know, man.
Just to cut it short.
Just by Spartacus, that's the vibe I get.
Just to cut it short, I don't think we should be talking about Spartacus. None of us have seen it except for Carlisle.
Prometheus. Spartacus.
Wow. Rookie mistake.
Rookie
mistake.
Well, at least he recognizes.
The only thing is because I'm just completely lost. Like, he's talking about history, and you're talking about the show, and I'm just.
No, okay, actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned history, no, because that was the reason why Spartacus was so successsul because he was such a great strategist.
There you go.
It was a huge Roman army against very few escaped gladiators. So there, case in point, done.
No, I get it. He used the mountains. He had vines. He used the geography to his advantage.
Yeah, just like Batman uses the night to his advantage. Huh? Dracarys.
So I watched
okay,
so I watched Spartacus in middle school.
You cannot use that term loosely, but you win.
I just remember the I am Spartacus. And I am Spartacus.
Oh,
and then the old guy's like, shut up, dude. Nobody believes you're Spartacus for a second.
Like everyone's just like going along with I'm Spartacus. And the old I was like, no, you're not. He's not Spartacus, but we all are.
Throw him on the crucifix.
No way.
He's just like, oh man.
Dude, I totally tried to watch that old Spartacus after finishing the series. I think I got like 5 minutes in. I was like, this is
Andy
so
Whitfield?
Bad. No, I'm talking about the original movie, the I'm Spartacus. That whole scene.
I am Spartacus.
Oh, with
Josh Brolin.
Kurt Douglas.
Josh Brolin.
With Kurt Douglas.
Josh Brolin, directed by Spike Lee.
That's
produced
the one
by
with Kirk
Spike
Douglas,
Jonze.
right?
Yeah. I don't know. It just looks so dated. I'm sure it's a great movie, but it's just like after.
I have not seen that movie. I think my dad showed me that movie when I was like 9.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot.
I
remember like the sets were really elaborate.
Yeah, they were lions.
Yeah, real lions.
A gladiator.
Not that claymation Sinbad shit.
Yeah. But anyway, Man of Steel 2 is gonna have Batman because obviously
it's gonna have
JGL
Batman.
No,
that remains to be seen.
It's gonna have JGL. I'm telling you.
Dude, Bane would just rip him in half.
Bane is dead.
Yeah, he would still rip him.
If they go with JGL Batman, Bane is gonna be dead.
Okay, where is JGL? Where is he gonna get all this training? Because the League of Shadows is dead.
He's a cop. He doesn't need training.
Yeah, that's why he almost got killed.
He's got his peace officer certification.
Yeah.
Okay, but then why would Batman leave him all the cool gadgets and stuff?
See, that's one of those things where people are like, yeah, why would he leave him all that stuff and assume that he's not going to get killed at his first night out?
Because there's something we don't know.
Nah.
He's a great detective. Okay.
He's a pretty decent detective.
He's great.
Okay. I'll concede that point. I will concede that point.
He's fantabulous.
He's the next Sherlock Holmes, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to die.
He's a convicted detective. Doesn't mean he's very smart.
I know. I'm just for the sake of argument.
Gordon was the brains behind that whole operation, right?
What about Harvey Dent?
I mean, he told
JGL
where to go.
No, he didn't. Not at any point did he.
I thought he knew because he saw the.
He met Bruce Wayne that one time.
He's like,
and then he like, this dude's Batman. He's Batman. Figured it out because he's incredible.
You had JGL doing the Batman voice.
He figured it out by having 5 minutes of screen time. He's like,
yeah.
I'm going to show up at Wayne Manor at the end, and then I'm going to walk into the cave, and then I'm
He already told me he was
Batman. The best part?
That.
He probably like says that to everybody he suspects, and then he just happened to get it right.
Wait, you know what he did?
You're Batman. He was like, I'm Gary. I've lived next door. Where do I get the money? He's like, I don't know.
Now, you know what
selling all that bread.
You know what he did? He just walked up to Bruce Wayne and goes, "Hey, Batman." And Bruce Wayne goes, "Hey, oh, shit."
Yeah.
Should have responded.
Why does that keep working on me?
Yep.
Well, got to add another body to the pile.
Oldest trick in the book.
He just goes to Bruce like, "You're Batman." He's got that guilty look, and then JGL's just like, am I right? He looks guilty. He's got the guilty hunch.
I was just joking because I saw you at that costume party dressed as Batman.
He just turns around. He's just got this like shock look. It's like, I think he is Batman. I really do. I really think he's Batman.
He just choked
and
out.
He followed him home and found the Batcave at the end.
Well, this is my serious questions. Okay, so we're obviously conflicted.
Because he had all that rope.
Yeah, he did. On who's going to play Batman. But the real question is, when the Justice League movie comes out, who's going to play Aquaman?
It should be Thad
Thor
from Blue Mountain State.
It's going to be Thor.
Oh,
he played Aquaman in Smallville, and he was perfect. I'm going to stick by that. I forget his name.
What's his name? Chris you just have Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth. I can see that.
Yeah,
that's going to be his big break.
I still say the original Aquaman, Kevin Costner.
Oh, wow. I can't believe
you
that.
are my oceanic kingdom.
You are my fish.
You are my fish.
You are my calamari dish.
That's the best part of the movie. No.
Yeah.
The world isn't ready.
Don't save me with all your super
go.
strength. Let me die.
Leave me and my penny loafer to die alone.
And my stupid dog.
The situation that you
the dog got away, dude.
I keep forgetting if the dog did get away.
The dog died 2 years later, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, it did.
He died. There was like a little fucking mound.
Boomer won't live.
Yeah, oh my god. Boomer won't live.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
That's incredible.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of ways they can screw it up, but I think ultimately it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
JGL or Ian McIntyre, regardless of who they pick, probably going to be like some third choice that we haven't thought of that's going to be garbage.
It should be Andrew Garfield.
Oh, God. Did you say Andrew Garfield?
You want to say that?
I said Andrew did. I got caught up in my breath. You were like, this is going to be Andrew Garfield.
I'm not even joking. That hurts my heart just to think about that. He'd have like the hipster hair.
Yeah.
They're going to make him gay.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a love affair with Robin.
No, he's going to have a love affair with
Is that a
Harvey
problem?
Dent.
That's not a problem.
It would completely change the dynamic of
Batman.
Batman.
Look, she doesn't know the story. What Andrew Garfield wanted to make Spider-Man suddenly gay.
Yeah, he just thought it would be interesting to change up the story. It's like, well, why can't Mary Jane be a dude?
Even though there's nothing been implanted that would like imply that he's gay. Like he's too busy nerding up being Spider-Man and infatuated with Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, to me the whole thing is like, okay, if a superhero's gay, that's fine. But it's the whole thing. It's like he's trying to do it like just to be like, oh, let's just try to be edgy. Okay. Let's make him gay just for that reason. And then it's like nothing has been established in the previous film that would lead him to be gay. There's all of a sudden. It'd be one thing if like I don't know, like his teacher, like Doc Connors or something like that. If there was like something where you're like, that's Steve. Okay, do you remember X-Men First Class? Mm-hmm. And you remember Darwin and Havoc? How it seemed like they were both kind of gay.
Yeah.
If in the next movie they just came out and said Havoc was gay, then it's like, okay, the seed was planted. You kind of suspected. If they would have done something like that in the first Spider-Man, it'd be like, okay, I can see that. But he just wants to pull it like out of the blue and just be like, oh, let's just make him gay just because I don't know. I just feel like that would be interesting or whatever.
Gotcha.
So you say in the second movie they said Havoc was gay?
No. I'm saying like if they did say Havoc was gay, it would make sense because it's like, oh, no,
they
I see
the
that.
Seed.
Yeah, they already kind of planted the seed in the first movie. So I don't know. It's just like that. I just hate when they're just like they're trying to use like something like that.
They just want like a news press.
They're just trying to be edgy. It's kind of like the whole thing, like, oh, let's have a black Human Torch. It's like they're just trying to like draw up like more controversy.
In my opinion, just kind of see how much star power they truly have. Like they're kind of testing the waters in that sense to see like how powerful their words end up being to see if it actually comes to fruition. It's like, oh, I got some power in Hollywood now. Yeah, well, like to me, that's kind of how I see it.
Apparently, he doesn't because Mark Webb shot that shit down like just as
good
as it came out of his mouth.
Because that little dipshit shouldn't have any kind of power.
What if he was gay? Shut up.
What if he was actually a spider? No, we're not doing that either.
He's like, Spider-Man should be grateful he's getting a paycheck this next week.
Right. Spider-Man better be grateful I don't knock his teeth out.
Yeah. Or he's going to get killed by the crappiest villain.
Shocker!
Mole Man!
I always thought how like Shocker was such a joke in both the comic and the TV show. But Shocker has the exact same powers as Electro, but Electro gets like all the love.
Yeah.
I always thought that was funny. But speaking of Electro, we've seen the Electro teaser trailer.
Yeah.
It's incredibly
lame.
Yeah.
Dude, where's the love for Kraven the Hunter? When's he gonna come make an appearance?
I know, dude. I'm missing some Rusky action.
Yeah, dude.
They brought back the American Cyclops for Days of Future Past. I think the guy had like one line, but he's not like remotely Russian, and I'm not excited to see.
You mean Colossus? You mean?
I mean, what did I say?
You said Cyclops.
Colossus, yeah.
You don't say that to me.
I was wondering like that look of confusion.
Yeah,
like, where is he going with this?
Like he's already American.
Yeah, I know, like the American Colossus. Like that dude is like American as can be, but it's like I'm not excited to hear his Russian accent if they give him any lines.
It's like. Okay, really, like, and I'm being stereotypical, but really, you can't find a big buff Russian.
Yeah, and not only that, but then, like, in Kick-Ass 2, you have the Mother Russia chick. I guarantee you anything, she ain't gonna have any more than 5 lines. I can already tell you. She didn't have any lines in the thing. All you hear is, like, a growl before she eats her prison buddies, her cellies fucking face off. But it's like, I guarantee you she ain't gonna have more than 5. I'll give like a 2-line leeway, but no more than 5 lines. And it's going to be like some fucking Ivan Drago shit.
I was about to
like,
say, I will break you, Kick-Ass.
Yeah. I will break you.
You are now broken.
It's like, and then like, motherfucker's almost dead. And she's going to be like, if he dies, he dies. You know, it's going to be some fucking campy-ass shit like that.
By campy, you mean awesome?
I just want Kraven to put everybody's heads on a mantle. Just put it in his living room.
I want to see some Kraven. That's all I'm getting
Spider-Man
to.
rug.
I want to see some badass Rusky shit going down.
That would be pretty awesome. I don't know. Just going back to Electro, I hate the voice. The voice sounds stupid. He looks really dumb, and I'm not excited at all. Like, I was trying to get excited for this movie. I was trying to psych myself out, but I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I don't really have any love for this franchise. I do like Jamie Foxx. I think he's a really great actor, and you know he came a long way in his road to stardom. So I got nothing but respect for him.
I know.
And he sounds like Ray Charles. She take my money. But
seems like this movie's 2 steps back for him, though.
Man, I think this is just a fun movie he's doing for his kid. Because his daughter seems to be like a real comic book fan, and I think he's doing that for his daughter.
But mostly. The voice, he can't come up with a better voice.
Maybe I don't know. I look honestly, if you're gonna go see the movie, just go and see it and see what kind of content it gets represented as.
See, that's the thing. This is the only way the voice would make sense for me. Because obviously he's like this geeky scientist. He's, obviously very socially inept. And then he gets all these powers. And that's just the way he's talking. Like, that's not like... His voice didn't change. But that's how he feels like he should be talking. And that's why it sounds so ridiculous. Because he's still like this, like, awkward scientist guy that has all these powers.
You don't know if, like, Spider-Man's going to have, like, hopefully some quirky little nuggets of... banter.
Yeah, he won't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, like, hey, what's up with the... I don't know, I'm not good with that shit, but, like, what's up with the stupid voice?
Way to talk,
blah,
no
blah,
voice.
Blah. Yeah. I don't know, some dumb shit like that. But something that's going to be funny, like, oh, that's so Peter. But...
Wow.
That's so Raven.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's something Peter Parker would say. But, it's not. But, I mean, I don't know. I have no love for this franchise. I lost all faith when they had Andrew Garfield in there.
Yeah.
And he didn't look like... What are you going to do to me? We've talked about this a million times. I don't even want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. Let's not. So you guys go and you tell me about it, how not great it was, and how Jamie Foxx looked like he was trying to pull off a really great performance. And he wasn't bad. He delivered his lines incredibly well. But that fucking voice, like, that's what you're going to come back and tell me.
I don't know if I'll even give it, like, that much credit.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to come, like, I want you to come with as nice as possible, and that's what I feel like.
I want Tom Hardy to redub it. That's right, Spider-Man.
That's right, Spider-Man.
What a delightful melody.
See, Spider-Man?
I was born with it.
You think that web is your ally? It betrays you, because the copyright belongs to me.
Thank you.
All right, well, another film that I was... Well, this film I was legit hyped for. When Matthew Vaughn was going to direct it, now that excitement has waned. X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yeah, this like the last year, this has just been like a downfall of emotion.
It really
and
has.
Excitement.
I'm a glass case of emotion. But apparently, people that saw the footage they showed at Comic-Con, like, they were pretty hyped. So I'm just gonna read.
They're hyped because they're the type of people that no matter what, they probably still love X3.
Oh God. Oh God.
So what happened?
I'm gonna read this this excerpt, and this is apparently what got them so hyped. A sizzle reveal was shown before the Q&A. We see the original quote-unquote team, including Patrick Stewart's Xavier, an older Wolverine with some gray hair, just like in the Future Past comic, Storm, Iceman, Kitty Pryde, Rogue, Ian McClellan's Magneto, and some New Mutants too. including Omar Sy as Bishop and Bing Bing Fan as Blink. It's a dark time for mutants who are clad in body armor and infiltrating an ancient temple of some kind. You have to do for me what I once did for you, Xavier tells Wolverine. We must end this war before it ever begins. The mission will take Wolverine to the past, he learns, where he will wake up in his younger body. We then see the first-class cast, including McAvoy's younger Xavier, who's been bearded and looking quite disheveled. I was a very different man then, the old Xavier can be heard saying, lead me, guide me. Jennifer Lawrence in full Mystique makeup sheds a tear. We see Fassbender's Magneto shooting a gun. Be patient with me, we hear Xavier say. We also see President Nixon saying, I'm not a crook. Did I actually say that? And security times opening a secret entrance in the Oval Office floor that leads to a secure room. Wolverine takes a bare chest full of bullets. Young Wolverine dusts off a long, unused Cerebro helmet. The Beast snarls. Storm fires more lightning. And Peter Dinklage, in full 1970s garb, the young Xavier says, I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future. And the reel ends with the two Xaviers face to face. Please. You need to hope again, Patrick says to his counterpart. Who's hyped for X-Men Days of Future Past?
Sounds pretty interesting.
It sounds interesting, but it's like...
It sounds interesting, but that's not at all how I remember Days of Future Past actually happening.
Yeah, well, that's because it's not. My main beef...
What about First Class? There's probably nothing like the comic book.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It was just the fact that, like, the entire quote-unquote First Class is supposed to be Cyclops.
Exactly, so let's not take the comic book into consideration at all. Let's focus on what that sounds like.
But First Class was such a new title.
Yeah, but it didn't follow the comic book, so we shouldn't compare it to the comic book anymore.
My only beef about changing the comics, and is only just because, like, it's just the Hollywood decision to make more Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, the whole thing is like Kitty Pryde goes back in time after, the Sentinels take over and mutants are being exterminated. Instead, they're like, how about Kitty Pryde helps Wolverine go back in time? Because kids love Wolverine. And it's like, I get it. Wolverine's cool, but does he have to be this focal point of every fucking movie? Like, that's my beef. And I'm not even saying that's going to make the movie bad, but it's just kind of obnoxious. It's just like Wolverine overkill.
I think it's ridiculous to set expectations like they're going to follow the comic books anymore.
Well,
like, that's with any movie.
I don't even have expectations for them to do that. I just feel like they just want to throw Wolverine into the centerpiece, like, just because it's Wolverine. Like, okay, X-Men First Class didn't have Wolverine. I mean, he made a small cameo, and the movie was still able to be good without it. But I feel like they're like, well, we need to kick it up a notch, and let's find a way to throw Wolverine in this plot line. Yeah. Like, that's my beef. I'm not saying they changed from the comic. I mean, obviously, they changed the entire First Class, so it's going to have to be different from the comic. I'm fine with that. They can adapt it to the screen and change stuff, but... It just seems like really cheap, like a cheap ploy to like get more people into this theater by putting more Wolverine in it when it doesn't necessarily call for it.
Well, who knows if there's going to be... Well, I guess, yeah. The story's changing to revolve around that certain change, but...
That's right, Bo.
I don't know. I just gave up on thinking it's ever going to follow comic books, so I'm sure it's going to be good because we're never going to know how good it is until it actually releases. So
yeah.
I have expectations. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great adventure. I don't have big expectations that it's going to be like a huge, awesome, like, best movie of the year, but I feel like it's still going to be good. I mean, like, I was blown away by First Class when it came out.
Yeah.
And apparently, it had nothing to do with the comic books, pretty much. But, it was good. It was really well done. I didn't find, like, hardly any bad parts in the movie. So, if they're going to take liberties with certain things, then... They did good last time, but it's a new director this time. So
that's the whole thing. Is Matthew Vaughn did that one? They're giving it back to Bryan Singer, who did the first two X-Men movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just have no faith in him directing any superhero movie. Yeah. It's like, okay, you did the first two X-Men movie and Superman Returns, and somehow that's supposed to get me hype. And then to me, like, one of the biggest problems with X-Men: The Last Stand was there were so many mutants, and I swear every week they're like throwing more and more characters into this movie. It's like there's no way everyone's going to get an even decent amount of
But you think they'll give him all those liberties again to just put like whatever the fuck he wants back in the movie?
Well, they've already had that full cast, and you're taking all the new members or all the young ones, and then everyone from the third movie.
Yeah, like just about
and you're
everyone.
Giving them parts.
Okay, because to me, like one of the weakest points of First Class is. Okay, Xavier, Magneto, Mystique, and Beast are the most developed characters in the movie. But everyone else kind of takes a back seat. Like, you don't really... I mean, Banshee is barely developed. Havoc, Darwin, all of the other, like, mutants.
Pixie, I think.
I think Pixie. And they're all, like, secondary characters. And it's okay. It works because, for me, the dynamic of the characters was so good.
Even Kevin Bacon's character wasn't really fully explored. Like, you just knew enough for him to know that you hate him as a bad guy.
Yeah. But then it's like, so you already have, like, a large cast there. Then you're going to throw all the X-Men from the X-Men The Last Stand in there. And, I mean, it's just like... That was the thing that pissed me off so much about that movie, because people got like 3 seconds of screen time and they just moved on.
Is Darwin still alive?
Well, Darwin's dead. Okay, so one
Kevin
less.
Bacon's dead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some other people died as well.
Those were the only ones that died, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Actually, it can be like all that whole return, even like the students that were in the first class movie.
Well, no. Right? I'm just saying like those ones that I mentioned: Banshee, Havoc, Beast, Professor X, Mystique, and then Magneto, obviously.
Probably Emma.
So they've had a movie to develop theirs. They don't have to worry about them.
Well,
they just have the other supporting cast that can take up the rest of that movie time.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It just seems like there's too many characters to really be able to...
The point is...
I think it's true if they're all new characters, but they're not. No, everybody knows the future X-Men. Everybody knows the new first-class X-Men as well. I don't think there's have to be much story building. If he's going to try to do story building again, I think it'll fail.
Yeah.
But I don't think he needs to at this point. I don't think that should be taking up screen time anymore.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, they are established already, and they've been established in both previous continuities. I just feel like, I don't know, it's just, to me, like, that's always a death nail when you have too many characters.
Established or not, now you...
Spider-Man 3 died from that.
Yeah, exactly.
The practical thing, and it's one of the reasons why Avengers worked so well, is because there was screen chemistry... And there was more or less an equal amount of time, or enough time for you to get adjusted with each character and get to like them. You know? Especially not knowing that Hawkeye, this was like his first like actual movie instead of just a cameo. But the dynamic between the teams and the banter, you got a good gist of how every character was supposed to be. Especially when you had like Mark Ruffalo as a relatively new Hulk. Even though Hulk had been established, it was a completely new actor. Yeah. And which each new actor brings their own little method. But the problem that both First Class and if you want to exclude the third movie, the first 2 X-Men movies suffered from was character balance, and there wasn't enough. In the first 2 X-Men movies, it was all about Wolverine and Rogue, and then most of that was just really Wolverine. And then in the second one, they focused more on Storm, even though the story wasn't about Storm. Like, Halle Berry had all this insane screen time when the movie was supposed to be fucking about Famke Janssen. And then they shoehorn the secondary story, which is actually the primary story, and they had it revolve the primary story around Hugh Jackman's, or Wolverine's story as a secondary story. And they focus more on him and the whole Weapon X thing, when that was supposed to play kind of like backseat to the primary role of Jean Grey becoming the Phoenix. You know, that's how the whole... I don't know, whatever. I don't even want to get into it. But then the same thing in First Class, you know, they introduce you to all the characters, but you're really only there to see the friendship between Professor X and Magneto. That's really all it was. And that's kind of what it was from the beginning, because, you know, if you remember, they were supposed to make a X-Men Origins Magneto with Ian McKellen, and they went ahead and scrapped that and combined that script that they had with First Class. So it pretty much was just a Magneto-heavy movie. Was really all it was, and all the other characters kind of played backseat. But now that you have Jennifer Lawrence, you know, with her big Oscar, you know, I have a feeling she's going to play a bigger part.
I feel like she got adequate screen time. I guess for me...
I think everybody kind of got adequate, but it wasn't like that nice, dynamic... screen time where everyone shares an equal amount and has this like really great banter, like the same way like it was in Avengers.
Oh yeah.
And Avengers, I keep quoting Avengers, but that's like the standard of how you do a team movie.
Yeah.
You know, and X-Men is like, if you look back at 1 and 2, it's like it's severely lacking, and some people will be like, well, that was the blueprint. It's like, yeah, maybe, of what not to do, you know, because that's all Singer was just like, oh, I want to make these X-Men movies about Wolverine.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all it was. It's like, how are you going to completely ignore Scott?
Yeah.
As like, they put James Marsden in, who's not really great, not a bad actor. He's pretty good, but, you know, you give him no screen time, and you just give him like these dickish... Like, you give him nothing but lines that you're going to hate him for. And it's just like, yeah, I get that's how people actually feel about Scott, but Scott was a damn good leader.
That's the thing that... Okay, sorry, but Cyclops was one of my favorite characters of X-Men, just because he's the leader of the fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
I just love how... They, like, Bryan Singer, like, this... Okay, that's one thing. I totally forgot about the whole Cyclops. I think I just blocked it out. The way they portrayed all the dick parts of... no homo, all the dick parts of Scott, instead of backing it up with why he's a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's the leader, and he's got to keep people in check, and he's got to be that guy that does it.
They just made him like this overprotective, jealous boyfriend.
Yeah, they made him
who happens to shoot beams out of his eyes.
They just made him a weenie. They didn't make him like, this guy is strict. Like, he's running the show. Yeah. You never felt like he was the leader.
And this guy's going to give you a run for money if you go hand-to-hand with this homo.
Exactly.
You just got a boom, octave blast. Like... Just kidding, but like,
and then he dies. He dies in like the worst fashion possible.
You don't say that. And he just fucking does his ultra beam.
Yeah,
into the fucking water.
Yeah.
Like, really, if there's a guy standing in front of that would have been badass. But come on.
They just completely wrote him out.
But I mean, just to go back to my point, like Agamemnon was saying, like the first two movies just ended up being Wolverine-centric, and I just feel like when Singer took over this project, it's like, well, right back to basics. Wolverine's going to be the centerpiece.
That's all it is, yeah.
And just going back to like Avengers being like the the benchmark for superhero team superhero movies. If you also notice, like almost every character had their own like full movie to develop their character.
Yeah.
And then going back to X-Men First Class, I don't feel like it was just a Magneto-centric. I feel like 4 characters got pretty good screen time. Professor X, Magneto, Beast, and Mystique. Because I think like their intertwining storylines and their dynamic was really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone else took the back
Yeah,
seat.
but I think Magneto was the only one that actually, who's like, you go all the way back to their childhood. I know you do you do with Professor X, but his was like the most heartbreaking one. Like, so you like at the end, you kind of hate to see. Stop doing that. You hate to see him become the villain because you see where he's come from. He's come so far, but he's let revenge consume him so much that it ends up being his worst enemy.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I just feel like his like it was in the same way that X-Men 1 is Wolverine centric. I feel that's how First Class was. Is very Magneto centric.
Yeah, I can see that.
Those aren't bad things though.
They're not bad things, but
I'm
just saying like the movie was basically Magneto movie. It wasn't really X-Men.
Well, it still is X-Men though, but it's like there's not enough screen time to do what you want them to do. There's not enough, like, unless it's going to be a 3-hour movie, it's never going to be delivered like that. If you get a Wolverine movie, the first movie had to be a Wolverine movie. There's no better introduction to the X-Men than Wolverine's journey to meeting the X-Men. I think that's the best part about it.
I'm going to have to disagree with that.
I'm not saying it's the best, but no.
That
is a very good...
the X-Men were incredible, but way before Wolverine. You like the X-Men without Wolverine before that.
Well, let me see what I'm trying to say. The thing is, if you just like make a movie like, there's the X-Men. No, you want to be in the eyes of somebody who hasn't met them either. If you're going to that same position, you're lost, just like Wolverine and Rogue at the beginning of the story. There's no like place like we're here. There's this place, they're lost. They stumble upon the X-Men, and then you learn them one by one. It wasn't written very well for the movie, but the view that he was going for, I think, was really good. I think that was the perfect way to be introduced and find the X-Men, find out who they are, just as Wolverine found the X-Men and found out who they are. And they took him in, which is a prime example of what the X-Men do. They take people in. So that's how they got introduced to all the characters. Instead of being like, this is the X-Men, that's Cyclops, that's Storm. Let's go ahead and do a whole 2.5-hour movie about just going to them individually.
Yeah, but see, you say that, but that's exactly what they did in First Class, where they kind of like brought in the whole team one by one.
Yeah.
They did that. What you're saying how it wouldn't work is exactly how X-Men First Class worked, and they did it with third-tier characters without Wolverine.
Yeah, with like the most C-list characters you could
like
ever
Havoc, Pixie. Very few people are going to know who she is.
Yeah, but people still...
Jarwin is a relative. I don't even know that he's a decade old.
Okay, so one of those people died, and the other people got 5 minutes of screen time. So how much character building was that?
There wasn't a whole lot, but the way they introduced them, the way they introduced them, the way they formed their powers, like with Banshee and stuff, that was pretty hilarious. It still worked to a degree. It didn't work to the degree that I would have liked, but it still worked.
I'm not denying that what they had was bad, but I'm not going to go as far as saying that actually worked. Because if you're saying you're going to build that those characters were built already and like declared, I don't think that's true. Which I can go off of less for them.
That's not what I was saying.
But there's not enough time to give them all their individual stories. If they just package it up and say, hey, they're doing this on the side, that would be fine. Because the other more important characters are the ones that you want to watch as far as them
they're
as a
like
team.
I think in Magneto's case, he's overdeveloped. But he could, given the fact that they had Fassbender in it, he could have easily carried his own movie well before.
Oh, he definitely could.
They probably should have done it anyways, or just made that the whole him and Professor X meeting up, and then they should have made First Class them two like starting the actual X-Men group with the government. That could have worked, and then you wouldn't have to worry about formulating Magneto. So that's how that would have worked, and you could have just spent that hour that you explained Magneto and Professor X explaining the recruits.
Yeah, like where they came from.
And you give each one about 10 to 15 minutes. Easy. You could have done that. I mean, Lost did it for each character. You get a little 15 minutes here and there.
Look how that turned out.
Well, if you take the first season. But,
well, it kind of goes, okay, don't judge it immediately, but if you say a lot about the First Class, about Magneto and, Xavier getting that whole portion of the movie to themselves, it's the same thing with the first X-Men movie. The whole first portion of the movie was Wolverine and Rogue.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that the same thing, and then they got introduced.
Rogue wasn't even developed.
Huh?
Rogue
well, the whole first part is their story. So you're basically going through it until they find the X-Men, then you get introduced to everybody else. Whereas for X-Men First Class, you get introduced to Magneto and Xavier, then you get introduced to everybody else exactly the same way. Not exactly the same way, but kind of
in a similar
sense.
manner, yeah. I guess I can see that point. I guess First Class to me just did it so much better.
Yeah, because that's true. It comes down to writing and shit too.
Because to me, like I said, like I said, just like I felt like the first two episodes of movies, most of the characters weren't that developed. First Class is pretty much the same way, but I felt like the characters they did develop, they developed so well that I overlook that, and it's like I can still enjoy the movie.
Exactly. There's a formula to go by. It's not always exact, but it really comes down to the people who are making the movie.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to I understand that Bryan Singer is a pretty big risk.
Yeah.
If he's going to take it back to...
Well, a lot of people love Bryan Singer,
exactly.
though.
That's the thing. I'm not denying that he doesn't have good ideas. It's just when he tries to pull them off, there's a lot of, a great start, but then, he doesn't know where to go, or he just puts some bullshit in it. In this case, in the X-Men trilogy, he just focused on Wolverine for, the whole shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
He put, everybody in the third movie, and...
Well, that was Brett Ratner. I can't believe.
Oh, that was Brett Ratner.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the mastermind behind the Rush Hour trilogy. Yeah. He needs to wipe himself off. He's already dead. But anyway,
I think the more difficult part with the X-Men movie was that there was a lot more characters to deal with than you had in First Class. Because, in First Class, they didn't even bother with dealing with any of the villains, like Emma Frost. They were just there. They're like, oh, we're badass. We're bad guys. We're here. You don't need to know anything about us.
We're well-dressed. We're here.
That was the whole thing with all the villains is, you didn't need to know anything about them. Like Kevin, what's his name?
Conroy.
Kevin Conroy's character.
Bacon.
They did it so
Kevin
well.
Bacon's character was just he was the guy at the head of the Nazi concentration camp. That's all the reason. That's all the reason you need. So, for Magneto's revenge.
Exactly. These are his followers, and they're bad, too.
Yeah.
And, you can just see how cool they are.
Because they're dressed so damn
exactly,
good.
They're dressed so well. The thing I loved about First Class is, they did pull it off way better, because they didn't explain all
that.
If you were interested, you would find out,
Oh, yeah,
if you were interested, you would find that out after the movie. It's just like I did, who was that guy? And, they made it so well that you were intrigued enough with all of those villains that you're just even we were talking about right after the movie, we were just that was a badass.
Yeah.
Those are some badass villains. They're so smooth, the best dressed, and they're just fucking a treat to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with I'm guessing it's Nightcrawler's dad, the red dude.
Azrael.
Azrael and Mystique. I guess they had a baby.
Yeah, they do it.
That was Nightcrawler.
They're doing it well.
But I didn't know that was Nightcrawler's father. I think I was asking you during the movie. Yeah. I was just oh, that's badass. But he just looks like the fucking devil.
Pretty much. I think that's what he's practically supposed to be.
But it's just they did a lot with a little. You
know,
as far as we can't write for all these people, and that's a prime example where we don't have to. We just need to place them really well.
Yeah.
So I think that's what worked out. But
I think with bad guys, that's usually the approach.
That's
just they're bad, and one of them can take on 5 of you. But the 5 of you need an origin story so that when you get beat up, people will care.
Yeah, that's good. And if everybody felt that way, then I think a lot of movies will work out better, knowing that a villain or just the crew of a villain are. You can understand them enough to know that they're bad and they're on that side, and we can let their opinions be judged by their leaders' decision what they do.
Well, plus half the time they're henchmen. They're hired guns.
Exactly,
anyway, so they're just hey, I'm so sword.
Yeah, it's going to be like Austin Powers. You ever seen Goldmember? With Michael Caine? You have any idea how many nameless henchmen I've killed over the years?
Oh, man. All right, let's move on to Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Ultron's gonna be the villain instead of Thanos.
Is it gonna be the Army of Ultrons?
They haven't specified. They just said that it's gonna have a different origin from the comics. Instead of Hank Pym creating Ultron, he's gonna have a different origin. They're implying that it might be Tony Stark that creates him.
Is their weakness still gonna be the neck? I just remember that from the comic.
The weakness is always the neck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the eye holes or something. But
yeah. But they're saying like Tony Stark might.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of implied because I guess they're in the teaser or whatever. He's like holding Stark's like helmet. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe the guy got tired of making suits. It's like, let me make a sentient being that's capable of taking over the world. It seems like something Tony Stark would do. But I don't know. I'm pretty hype. I mean, it's Avengers.
It's gonna be Jarvis.
It's gonna be Jarvis.
Age of Jarvis.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. So people were kind of bummed when they found out because also that's the other thing. People assumed Ant-Man was going to be in it, and they've confirmed that he won't. The
thing is, I may be wrong on this, but I thought that because Iron Man 3 when he has all the Iron Man suits and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought the Age of Ultron was the arc where everybody took an Iron Man suit and went to battle.
Age of Ultron was recent.
Was it recent?
Yeah, it's like I think it just ended.
Did it really?
Yeah, and they completely. It's gonna have nothing to do with the comic.
Okay.
The comic is like they travel through time. Spoiler alert for anyone that wants to read it. Wolverine kills Hank Pym, and then it turns out that Iron Man is ruling the Earth and some other chick. And then they're like, "Oh, that was probably not good. Let's not kill him." So they go back in time, stop Wolverine from killing him. Instead, they team up with him, defeat Ultron. He puts in like a fail safe or something so they can defeat him, and blah 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 blah. Nothing to write home about.
So they're not gonna do that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they said there's gonna be no time travel except for X-Men: Days of Future Past, but that's Fox.
I like good time travel.
Yeah,
good
time
travel. It's pretty much
just
like capitalizing off the.
I haven't seen Looper.
Oh, it's good.
I've heard it was good.
Yeah, it's really
I didn't hear any hype about this movie when it came out. Like JGL looked weird and all this shit.
What movie?
Looper.
Dude, everyone I talked to about Looper loved it.
See, I didn't like everybody I've talked to about it loved it. And I'm just like, I never wanted to see that movie. No, I wasn't against it at all.
Like a catfish.
I was never against the movie. Don't get me wrong. I just never like hit my itch.
Yeah.
It just never got me interested. But it was like everybody's just saying like, you haven't seen Looper? I was like, no. It's just like you got to watch it. Like it was just really awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. Even though the second half of the movie just turns into a Bruce Willis movie. I'm not even joking. It's like
probably the contract.
Yeah, probably. It's like I got to shoot a whole bunch of people.
Well,
with guns.
technically, it is a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, no, but I mean like a cliche Bruce Willis movie where he just starts mowing everybody down like Bruce Willis style.
Yeah, that's
like
badass.
a Die Hard movie, I guess I could say.
That's badass.
Die Hard after. On the 4th
Dying
of July.
hard after you died hard.
Die Hard after the third Die Hard.
Die erect.
Because he didn't really mow down people in the first three. Like, he killed guys here and there, but it wasn't like, there's 50 of y'all, I'm going to take 25 out.
It wasn't until, Die Hard 4 where he just jumps the shark and he's taking out,
jets?
Yeah, jets with freaking 18-wheelers.
Yeah, the first three movies were all just like,
it was a lot
great
more
circumstance.
grounded.
Yeah, a lot more grounded. Like when he's, Die Hard with a Vengeance, one of my favorite scenes, if I may. When he's in the elevator with those guys, and it was just like the two dudes, and like he recognizes the badges because it's the badges of one of the cops he knows.
Yeah.
He's like, "Where'd you get that badge?" He just makes up some bullshit, and then he's just like, "All right," and then he just like puts his hand to his side, and as soon as the elevator doors open, he's like, just shoots him from like under the armpit, and just shoots them both. Then he just walks out of the elevator, he's like, "You all right? It's not my blood." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So
man,
good.
Die Hard was great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyone have anything else on Avengers 2?
I'm excited about it.
What about you, Agabon?
Whole returning cast.
And the addition of Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Do they have actors confirmed?
I want to say I can't remember which is which because Days of Future Past is also going to have a Quicksilver. One is going to have one from American Horror Story, and the other one's going to have the kid that's playing Kick-Ass. Which to me, I like Kick-Ass. But I don't want to see that guy as Quicksilver. He doesn't seem like he has any attributes of Quicksilver whatsoever. And he was terrible in what was that movie called again? Savages.
Oh.
That whole movie was awful. Actually, John Travolta was good in that movie. He was funny. But other than him, yeah, she was okay. She was kind of.
I've never seen that movie.
Benicio.
Sin Banditas.
Benicio del Toro overacted so much. He was enjoyable, but it was like he just seemed like he was having fun.
Yeah,
like he was just like
too much fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my paycheck's so big.
Yeah,
this
basically.
Movie, I'm really gonna fucking act the shit out of it drunk.
Yeah, pretty much. Just doing lines of cokes in between takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the only two other characters I know they're supposed to have in there. Yeah, that's all I know. So I don't know.
Cool.
And so here's another one. I haven't actually read this article.
Not excited for it.
Yeah, well, you don't count. You want JGL to be Batman. Your opinion's invalid.
Along with all the others.
You want him to be everybody?
Well, all the other fans out there.
No.
All the other fan out there.
Listener, if you're listening, we want you to send us who you would pick to be Batman in Man of Steel 2.
That's JGL, don't forget.
Yeah, remember
make
that's
sure you
Ian
put Joseph
McIntyre.
Gordon-Levitt.
I'm going to say Josh Brolin.
Josh
Word of the
Brolin.
day.
I'm going to say
Josh
Bryan
Brolin.
Cranston.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Say my name.
I throw pizza on the roof.
I'm the one that does the knocking. So you can do the voice at least. You can do like old school Batman. Or old man Batman.
No, Robin, I cook.
He's just like,
I got
I'm
a funny.
Robin, bitches.
I got a funny.
his whole utility belt is just nothing
I
but
can do
chemicals
it.
that he mixes. If you mix this with this.
Yeah, he
then
makes
you
like
get
bat
bah.
smoke. He
Throw
makes like
horizon at
other
someone.
things with other crystals and it's like shark repellent.
This isn't meth. Tosses it on the ground.
Yeah.
Man, you crazy, man.
I'm Batman.
Tuco's the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're fucking crazy. I thought your name was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne? I thought your name was Batman. Oh yeah, I would totally pay to see that movie.
You know, he'd be great if they did like old Batman and they did like the Dark Knight.
yeah,
Returns,
that's what I was thinking.
you know?
Yeah, that would
like
be
he'd be incredible.
that would be awesome.
I'm Robin, bitch. That's what I want to hear.
Or even as Gordon, because he even actually plays Gordon in Batman Year One. The
Yeah,
animated
that's right,
movie.
that's right.
I was just like, that's Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
He looks like Bryan Cranston. That's Bryan Cranston. And then I told you, it was like, I didn't even like that movie, and there's nobody cool. I was like, dude, Bryan Cranston plays Commissioner Gordon. Like, you rewatched it, was like, it was better the second time around.
Because I didn't watch the whole thing because there was no Kevin Conroy, so I just wrote it off.
Yeah, you probably missed that fight.
I didn't even get that far. I could watch maybe like 5 minutes, and he started talking. I'm like, that's not my Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, so then when I rewatched it, when he's like, I haven't had to beat up a Green Beret in quite some time.
Yeah. He's like beating the crap out of that dude who's all like, every time he sees Gordon, he's like, how you doing? How you doing, boss?
But yeah, it's a good movie.
Is it Buff Gordon?
No, he's not really buff.
He's more lean. You know?
More
Yeah,
lean.
he's lean.
Yeah,
he's like old and lean.
Because it's like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, like he's Buff Gordon.
Oh yeah,
Just like
yeah.
ripping out of his
Everybody's buff.
suspenders.
Everybody's buff in Arkham Asylum.
Like everybody,
it's
but like
Spider-Man
Joker.
in the animated series.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, when he's out of the suit.
Yeah,
he's so
huge.
buff. He's just big Peter.
Oh, he's
Pan.
wearing fucking polos.
Yeah,
and
he's always wearing the
How's it going,
the
Mary
brightly
Jane?
colored peach polos.
Just more of you to pick on.
Yeah, he's like bigger than that guy.
Yeah.
Like Flash is half his size.
He has like Flash is like up to his nipple. Like, what do you want, Flash?
You're
I'm gonna curl you. Just
here
to
to
get
knock
your
my milk money out of my head again.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
They should change. If they ever change up Peter Parker, they make him the bully. He's just like all buff, just being a dick to everyone.
Are you doing Flash, huh? Huh? You're doing flinch you.
What kind of name's Flash anyway?
Yeah.
Step pedophile.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, that one too. But anyway,
What are you gonna do? Flash your bad grades in my face?
Yes, I got a D in math. I never get a D in math.
I need your help. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you get beat up.
Yeah. With arithmetic.
With times tables. Well, World of Warcraft movie officially announced with footage screened at Comic-Con.
Doesn't matter. Hat
Yeah.
sex.
I'm actually kind of excited. I forgot to read this, but I'm kind of happy. I was kind of waiting for Warcraft
Happy.
movie to come out because there was supposed to be one in the works like I don't know, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they kept canceling out, and then they had somebody, and then they didn't have somebody, and then they had a screenwriter, and then they didn't. And I always had this like little idea in my head that I thought would be cool if they had like, because I remember hearing some weird rumor that it starts with like a little girl lost. I think it was like a fanfic. I'm not even sure that it was actually like part of the script. But I was like, how cool would it be if like an undead warrior like escorted her around or something? And then they like brought in like all these other people because I guess she was supposed to be like a child of prophecy or some shit like that, or whatever part of the thing. But I know they're using Warcraft lore. So I don't know where they start, and I'm not familiar with like how the beginning of like Warcraft 1, 2, or 3 start. I know a little bit about Warcraft 3 because that kind of what leads into World of Warcraft. But,
Yeah. And the
Warcraft
Age of
3
Chaos,
was
two factions
the
fought for
Lich King,
dominance.
yeah, it was like the beginnings of the Lich King. It was like Arthas when he was the Lightbringer.
It pretty much just starts off just the orcs and the humans feuding,
Yeah.
and then they just bring in more and more people.
That's
Like-
the ultimate beginning to Warcraft, I believe.
Yeah. When you play like the original.
Mm-hmm.
I like how you know so much about the beginning, but like you won't ever bother playing. Or
Lich King, Lich King does come way later.
That's because I swore off of MMOs after freaking Final Fantasy Online. It killed it for me. I just couldn't do it. And the thing that sucked is like everything that I hated about Final Fantasy Online. Everyone that played WoW was like, yeah, that's not a part of WoW. Yeah. So I probably would have loved WoW, but Final Fantasy.
I feel that.
They screwed me.
Should have played Ultimate Online.
So did they?
I did. Dude, Ultimate, bro. Stupid Ultimate.
That's all he ever.
I love Ultimate Online.
Him and Mike. That's what they were playing for like the 5 years before I met them.
Dude, I'll be sitting there just chopping wood, having a grand time.
I gotta talk to you about this later or on SFC or something, but I got things to say about Ultimate.
Man.
But
I played, no lie,
Man.
I played that game for 1 hour.
Is it still fresh in your head?
In 2 minutes,
fresh.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes, I left the town. I was told not to leave the town.
And you got killed?
And I left the town. You were there. I
left the town.
You guys had like these Uber characters. Like Mike had fucking castles like littered.
Was that
here.
his Dragon Tears?
Yeah, Dragon Tears.
Or Ice Dragon.
Ice Dragon.
Ice Dragon. That was the other
and
one.
I walked out, and the guard said something to me. And
Don't leave.
Don't go. You sweet, beautiful soul. You. Yeah, some ass. Like I was like, I saw some demon thing, or I don't know. Maybe it was a chicken. I don't remember.
Demon, or maybe it was a chicken.
It was small. It was very small.
Could have been a chicken.
It was a demon chicken.
Demon.
It was a boneless chicken.
It was mega ultra chicken.
The boneless chicken.
I ate the bones.
No,
I ate the bones. Oh God. And then some dude on a fucking like grand stallion like fucking kills me.
Oh,
and then
man.
just like, I don't know, defecates on my keyboard. And then I go, I'm a wandering ghost. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. I don't know if I'm supposed to go north or south. I just go. And then Mike's just like, oh, go this way. Look, here's the map
you have to go back to your body.
Yeah, you gotta go back to your fucking body. So I was like, all right, I went back to my body. And I fucking regenerated. And I try to go back to town. The guy's like, you ain't go nowhere.
Thou shalt
not. Noob. I got nothing to do today. You are going nowhere. I was just like, what?
Got a gallon of Mountain Dew and no plans for the morning.
Got a Mountain Dew. A pyramid of Hot Pockets.
And my All Rush mixtape.
Oh my God.
I got all the time in the world. And my shit bucket prepared and ready to go.
You just see Agamemnon just left the game.
Dude, I played for like an hour, and that kind of shit kept happening. It's like, man. How do you have fun? And Mike was just like, pretty much when you first started the game, where you didn't have these kind of people that exist now, because now you're one of those people.
Well, see, pretty much.
Like, are you fucking kidding?
Well, pretty much like MMOs like that, it's almost like you go to jail, and you got to team up with the strong people first, so you don't get killed. It's like, all right, I'll chop this wood for you, and I'll flit some arrows.
But like,
you and give me some protection.
You and Mike were the strong people, and it's like you were like, I don't know, chopping wood and hoarding it in your castle tower. That one little castle tower you had.
Yeah, the tower.
And like he was just like, yeah, you gotta learn the world for your own.
Oh,
I was like, you're a son of a bitch. Like, you know nothing. You know I'm not going to achieve anything. It's like, I don't think I leveled up. If there's level up, I don't even remember if there was. I'm pretty sure there was, but I don't even know if I collected anything past like a fucking +1 cape.
I know Lord British would weep that you were not able to fully enjoy
Ultron. That game, dude. I never got the joys. I could never enjoy, like the happiness you get from riding a horse in that game.
Oh man, I love that game. I guess the thing I loved about it so much, the graphics were so like old.
Yeah.
I was just like,
that didn't even bother me, honestly.
But like I would be able to like sit there, chop trees, mine for ore while I'm sitting there talking on AIM.
Ultimate Online is still pay to play.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I never paid a dime for that game.
Yeah, it was free back then.
It was free?
Yeah.
Because it's subscription based.
Okay, because I know they added more stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a lot more stuff.
It was like a Return to Britannia and shit like that.
To Britannia.
It's a lot of shit. Got my account pulled up right here.
Nice.
Yeah. Getting characters priority.
I want to say that when they were playing it, it wasn't owned by EA yet.
I don't think so.
No, it's just BioWare at that time.
Yeah. Well, we're just on like some like someone else's server that they were paying for that server. So we're just chilling, having a grand old time. Seeds of Insanity.
Seeds of Insanity.
We were so notorious that they made the Seeds of Justice.
S-O-Y.
Oh god, that song.
You ever heard that song?
I remember. Yeah. I forgot what the guy's name was. He was like friends with like Tech Nine or something.
S-O-Y.
Oh, I wish I had that song still. But anyway, World of Warcraft movie.
Hey, that was Mike's group. That's so crazy.
I came up with the name, sir.
Caesar
Insanity, because I stole it
he
from
was
some
number
other
one
website.
for me. You know what's funny? Because I always thought he came up with the coolest names, and then this had to be like 2003, like a year after graduation, and I was sitting there like putting away like there was some like toys in the what do you call it, in the soda section, and when I was working at Randall's Night Stocking. I was like, what the fuck are toys doing over here? So I went over to the toy section, which was at the time, incidentally, also like greeting cards on the other side and books, literature.
I know where this is going.
And it was fucking, what was it, Dean Koontz
Dragon
Tears?
Yeah.
I was just like, I was looking at the book and I was like, this son of a bitch has been making me think he's so original. Like, I wanted to grab the book, like, open it from the halfway point and just fucking tear it.
Smile in his
No, look, you see, you say that. You say that.
I think I have that book.
I went and told him about that. I was like, you know, what's funny? And he's like, what? And I was over eating pizza. We always ate the fucking pizza with ketchup. Remember that shit?
I never ate any pizza.
No,
with
he
ketchup,
he ate pizza with. He had like a fucking gloop of ketchup.
A gloop.
The pizza was pretty much like a spoon, just to spoon the ketchup in his mouth.
It's so gross. Yeah, it was like a spoon for ketchup.
Extra catsup.
I mean, that shit was so gross.
You know what? To his defense, sorry to chime in, but it wasn't really that gross. It was kind of good.
I'll take your word
if
for
you
it.
say so, man.
Sure.
I guess.
I'm sure if you burn your taste buds off, anything tastes good.
Yeah. You know, that is about the time I started smoking, so my taste buds probably weren't there
You just put the
anymore.
cigarette out on your tongue. Like, it looked cool in the movies.
But yeah, I went up to him. I was like, you know what's weird? Just like a weird thing is like, because I always thought your name was like really cool. But did you know it's based off a book? Like, there's a book called Dragon Tears by Dean Koontz, and he just looked at me. He's like, oh yeah. Like that weird, like, he's trying not to do the shit-eating grin. But he's famous for that shit-eating grin. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, I just looked at him, I was like, did you get your name from that book? And he just did that little, that shit-eating grin.
Face.
Yeah, I'm going to do the face so that you can put it on the thing.
Oh, man.
So you can take the picture. And
it would have been even better if he just, like, I have no idea what you're talking about, then he pulls the book right off his bookshelf, starts stuffing through it, puts it back.
Yeah. I was just like, man, I asked you one time, did you come up with that name? And you said, yeah. You fucking lied. I want to be like Robert. I want to be like Robert De Niro in what was it? I think it was Goodfellas. He's like, you lied to me. You lied to me. And just like beat him with like a slapjack or something.
Slapjack.
Or like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas when he's got the butt of the pistol and just start going like. Like over and over.
Again and again.
And then he tells his other friends to stay back.
And again.
It's such a great movie.
And again.
We should have pizza night and watch that movie.
We should.
Pasta for everybody.
And put extra ketchup on
it. In honor of our fallen anti-hero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm just going to say, so Duncan Jones is going to be the one directing World of Warcraft. And he also directed Moon and Source Code. Those great movies.
I've heard Source Code was good. It's not my type of movie, but I heard it was interesting. And I think that's based off a book, if I'm not mistaken.
By Dean Koontz?
Maybe. Could be. What an odd coincidence.
Dean Koontz is a great author. Stop making fun.
I'm just saying, he comes up
with
he
just happens to be like the subject of our satire. That's we've taken nothing away from Dean Koontz. If anything, we have credited Dean Koontz's good name.
Two
and
greatest
restored his honor.
Dean Koontz books that you should read are Velocity and Relentless.
And Da Vinci Code.
Fuck Dan Brown. Fuck Dan Brown. His last good book was Deception Point and Digital Fortress. Those are good.
So before he made the books that actually made him famous?
Yeah. Before he made the Da Vinci Code.
What about the Solomon Key?
Oh my God. The Lost Symbol? Ah, shit. The Lost Symbol was like Dean Koontz trying to be Dean Koontz. It was just bad. I'm good at telling stories. I'm good at describing tables. Let me describe a table for 3 pages. In the brown, in the wood, you could feel the ridges. You can feel the wear and tear of the years, and you just know that this man had something else on his mind. It was like, what the fuck? Like, that's a coffee table? Like, where's the actual person? He was tall, had brown hair. I can give it to you. You can burn it afterwards, too.
He needs to write the biography of Seth Killian.
It's taking up my book space.
Yeah. We need to write each other's biography.
Oh, dude.
Like, I want to get a Dean Koontz book with the foreword by Seth Killian.
Oh, my God. Yeah, when he writes this book, it's like art.
It's like art. It's like I can feel him. His words. Man. penetrate my mind.
Again and again. So deep, put my ass to sleep. Well, speaking of bad. Speaking of deep movies, Deep Space, the movie, to be panned by the Legend of Chun Li writer.
Deep Space? Dead Space?
I guess his name is Dead
Deep
Space.
I love a Dead Space 9 movie.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Like Star Trek or something?
Yeah, I was feeling myself too much like Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Dead Space.
Justin Marks, the writer of the critically lambasted Street Fighter, the Chun Li.
I can't believe they're making a Dead Space movie with that guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to represent Isaac Clarke.
You know what's funny is that I looked up his IMDb just to see if that was like the only movie, the only bad movie on his rap.
He do?
He has done absolutely nothing of notable interest.
No! I thought you were going to save me.
No. Yeah, you like the lead-in? He has done nothing of notable interest, nothing that looks like remotely good or just like, hey, I might go see that. Like he had, like, I don't know. It was just garbage. It looked like garbage. Like nothing that would say like, hey, this guy is an incredible writer
this guy's
or
gonna handle
director.
The unstable psyche of Isaac Clarke, which is going to take a delicate hand to do good, and is just going to shit on it.
Yeah.
But they're just going to be like, oh, he's a crazy guy. He's talking about markers. Sorry, I don't know if you guys played Dead Space at all.
EA's going to learn the hard way not to like after this movie bombs and flops. Hopefully, it doesn't even go anywhere past like post-production.
Yeah.
Or pre-production.
Hopefully, they'll just they'll wake up one day and be like out of their like coke like stupor and be like, what the hell were we thinking?
I'm gonna go slap. Nah.
What? Oh my God, we did way too much coke. We need to be like sober for at least like 2 to 3 hours.
How do we even know this guy's name?
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. It's like how not even just for Deep Space, not even just
Dead
for like
Space.
Dead Space.
I should write this movie. Not even for Dead Space. But who would hire this guy to write anything?
Oh, no.
Like I wouldn't have him write a fucking like greeting card.
Yeah.
Like why would you write such a terrible movie? It's like let's give this guy more work.
Is that what Mr. Deeds was about? To put a guy who writes greeting cards.
You underestimate his sneakiness.
Sorry, go ahead.
But can you imagine like if you just royally fucked up at your job and like, you know what? You deserve a promotion. I'm going to give you even more money and more responsibility because you showed me that you weren't capable of doing it.
You say that, but we work in a place where
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So is the state funding this movie? You can just fail forward?
Oh, shit.
I honestly just don't get it. Like, I don't understand how people that keep making shitty movies.
We have to find out, like, this guy's family tree to see who he knows or who he's family, like.
Who he's fucking, pretty much.
Yeah.
Michael Bay put it in my
what
mouth.
studio is developing this?
Let's see. Does it say? It doesn't say.
Okay.
Thanks, Jack News.
Because like, who's hiring this guy to write this movie? Like, I want to know, like, because my whole thing is like, you know, Ubisoft went the right way by actually making their own like movie studio.
Yeah, for sure.
To like handle the movie franchise of the video games that they have the licenses to. Like EA is in my opinion, much bigger company, at least on paper. Yeah, shut up. And, you know, and they have
Shaw.
Compare gods to ants.
Yeah,
just kidding.
They have like, then they have companies that are just as big as Ubisoft, like DICE.
Puny Ubisoft.
They have BioWare under their stables, so they have the licenses to all those games. So it's like, why not just make your own little like, at least like in name, a movie studio that is going to handle those properties, like a management studio that will handle those properties instead of like handing it off to like the evils of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The epitome of the evils of Hollywood, the writer of The Legend of Chun Li.
Yeah.
Like, that would be like the person who wrote, what is it now? King of Fighters. And, like, you know what? This guy would be great to write an Uncharted movie. It's like, no, he would not.
Yeah.
Just
Matter of fact, let's get Darth Maul to play Rugal. He's a great actor.
Yeah. Get him to play Drake.
Drake.
Actually, Mark Wahlberg was a good idea for Nathan Drake. That's what I'm going to slap humanity.
Oh, God. I just don't understand. I really want to go to Hollywood one day and just, like, I just want to watch them.
You got a guy like Nathan Fillion who looks like the fucking dude, and he's like, I'll play the part. And they're like, hey, Mark Wahlberg's over there.
Yeah, right.
Like, Mark, hey, come sit down and have some latte with us.
Yeah, I love Mark Wahlberg as much as the next guy. He's great.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's not Nathan Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
When you got perfectly good Nathan Fillion,
looks exactly
he
already has the name.
He looks exactly like the dude, like almost like impeccably like him, just like a 10 years earlier depiction of him. And yeah, he's got the voice, he's got the charisma, he's got everything. He's basically, you don't even have to cast that part. You don't have to worry about casting that part. He's like the guy.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of like, you're proverbially like waving to the guy behind him instead of him. Like, hey, say hi. Is that awkward? Hey, it's me. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, not me. It's
man,
okay, that's fine.
I hate that as much as I hate Bad Raiders getting more work. I don't know. I don't even have words anymore.
I'm angry, actually.
I'm going to drive angry.
Podcast.
All right, well, let me see if there's any good news that we can end on a positive note. Walking Dead
Yay.
Season 4 trailer looks fantastic.
I'm depressed. Just kidding. No, but that whole trailer that we just watched was pretty sick.
It looks great.
I was sad for the lack of T-Dog.
Ouch.
Oh, man. R.I.P. T-Dog. R.I.P.
Spoilers.
Yeah, season 3 spoilers. P.S. He starts to seem like a legitimate character, and then he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best part, I remember Robert Kirkman was talking about, because like in season 3, like the zombies aren't really that big a threat. Like they're just owning them like they're nothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, wait for season 4. Like they're going to be a threat again, and you definitely see that already. And it just seems like so much like shit hits the fan. It seems like at the beginning of season 3, when Lori dies, spoiler alert. But like how all that chaos happened, and you think like the whole season's going to be like that, and it slows down dramatically.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how season 4 is going to be. It's going to have like that feel where at the end of the episode you're just like, oh my god, what happened?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that and Breaking Bad. They can't come soon enough.
Yeah. That's what she said.
It's funny because I came.
Said.
They split season 3 in half. So when the second half started in February
of
this year.
Of which one?
Season 3.
Of
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
the second half started in February.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was.
Yeah, and that's about the time I actually started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And you were doing the recaps, and that's pretty much what was my feel. But I wasn't watching them. I was just like, oh, I know what I know, what little I do know from editing your reviews, and so it was spoiling certain plot points for me and whatnot. But I didn't really care because I wasn't. I saw the whole first season. I stayed, during Halloween to watch the first episode, and I saw a good majority of it before we went trick or treating, and then I came back and they were re-airing it. And I was really into the series, and I saw all 6 episodes of the first season. I was like, oh, this show's gonna be great. There's great things for the second season, and went through all this controversy and stuff. And I saw the first couple of episodes of season 2, but I just didn't care. I was into 30 Rock and just other comedies and stuff like that. And and then season 3 started, and it was the same thing, and you were all into it at that point. You were it was kind of different because you didn't seem all that excited for Walking Dead at first. And then you were just kind of you kind of lambasted the first season, oh, it wasn't that great. And I was like, I liked it, So it was different opinions, but whereas I liked it and I didn't stick with it, you didn't seem to be as receptive to the show. But you're like, let's see where it takes me, So you were more willing to stick out with the journey, and it kind of paid off for both of us because, you're doing your reviews and obviously you love it, and you kind of made a fan out of me, and when you were explaining the end of the first half of the 3rd season, say that in a mouthful, I was just kind of okay, from what I read from your reviews, I get it, but now that you're explaining so much more, it's just okay, I kind of feel like I have to see it. So, and then Hibiki started watching the first half of the 3rd season. There was little points oh, I know what that happens here because Prometheus said, whatever, and I read in his review, and she's like, don't spoil it for me, shut the fuck up, just watch it. If you're going to watch it, let's watch it. So then I pretty much watched it all with her, and then the second half of season 3 started, and I was all into it. And, I stuck with it, didn't miss an episode, and I was like, wow, this show's incredible now, I fucking love it. So, I'm a huge, I think I'm just as big a fan as I was from, the first episode.
Yeah.
But I don't see, my enthusiasm wavering this time around, so.
Yeah.
Seeing the actual trailer, I was just super excited for it, and I was just I can't wait, know. So whereas I don't know anything else, even Sons of Anarchy, I'm actually really super uber excited. But Breaking Bad hasn't captured me in that same way. Whereas I saw the first 2 2 seasons and half of the third, and I just kind of like quit. I was just like,
no, man. When Breaking Bad season premiere comes out, I'm gonna fucking jizz at the first word.
Yeah,
I already
a lot
did.
of people would.
Twice.
The only 3 shows that I'm really looking forward to, because like even with Always Sunny, like I couldn't miss an episode, and I literally just skipped the entire last season. And same thing with The League. And now like I'm all about like these kind of escapist type shows. Like I don't give a fuck about comedy. 30 Rock ended. I'm done. I'm done with comedies. Now it's all about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's all about Sons of Anarchy, and it's all about Walking Dead. And Walking Dead is like the soonest one, you know.
So Sons of Anarchy and Breaking Bad, more so Breaking Bad right now, is that Breaking Bad is a show where can't wait to just watch the first episode and be like, what's going to happen already?
Yeah, I know.
Like
You're
one
like
of
on
the,
the
one
edge
of
of
the
your
few,
seat.
yeah, one of the few shows where like I'm on the edge of my seat for months at a time just saying like, just tell me something.
Yeah.
Please tell me something. That's how I am with Breaking Bad right now. It's just like, I love it so much that just please tell me something that, just like a word that's going to come from the first episode. Let me just piece everything together. Yeah, exactly, right? But like, I'm just so excited for it. I'm pumped for Sons of Anarchy. Not so much like, hey, what's going to happen? But I just want to see where it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's such a crazy position that Jackson, everybody's put in. Since Tara just went off to with the popo.
Yeah.
But so that's going to be really. But like that wasn't like a fuck that ended and it's going to be crazy and like I know some stuff about to go down, but for Breaking Bad, where it ended and like where it's leaving you right now, it's just like
it's like a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah, you're just like please like. Somebody just found.
Spoil it.
Well, just the fact that you know that there's only 8 episodes left, too. Like, it's going to be done. Like, it's coming to a definitive conclusion, you know? So it's just like, it just makes it, like, that much more, like, ugh, gotta see it.
I need to catch up on this show.
You do.
Oh.
You only got, like, 2 months.
It's a...
Yeah. Like 2 months.
Don't put restrictions on
Same
me,
thing
okay?
with Sons of Anarchy. Probably less than that.
Yeah, I think Sons of Anarchy, it says it premieres September.
So, Sons is first, then Walking
Well,
Dead.
we're all caught up on Sons.
Yeah.
All Alone.
That's gonna be
Then-
another great one. But
Game
yeah,
of
I'm like,
Thrones,
I'm super
into.
excited for Walking Dead for when it comes out.
You're not?
I am.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for all these shows.
I'm just interested to see because according to what you've told me, Prometheus, Therese probably would have been dead by this point, I guess.
Well, yeah, in the comics, when their whole like encounter with the governor, I think the governor decapitates him in the comics.
Yeah.
So obviously they've changed it a lot, but he also was introduced a lot earlier in the comics.
Yeah, and he was pretty much like introduced and then reintroduced.
Yeah. So it's hard to say. I mean, the other thing is that Andrea's still alive in the comics as well. So that means they might not even kill him off in the show. So I mean, it's kind of like all bets
so she
are
died off pretty early in the show, huh?
Yeah, because he's still alive and kicking.
Crazy.
Still meddling.
Even in the comic now?
Yeah.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive in the comic now.
So they really went a different route.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. So yeah, they're pretty much just making it their own show.
And poor Milton.
Poor Milton. Was he still alive in the show?
I don't even know.
I mean, in the movie. In the comic.
In the musical.
At the job.
Walking Dead on Ice. I'm not actually sure if he's in the comic or not. I haven't read that far. But
all right, Abiki, wasn't that funny?
You want to see Walking Dead on Ice? That'd be awesome.
I'm sure it would be fun. Them like ice skating away from a bunch of zombies.
Can you imagine like Daryl ice skating while shooting arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome. Merle ice skating with one hand.
Yeah.
That's great.
R.I.P.
Incredible.
T-Dog.
Yeah,
all his great lines.
T-Dog
on
makes
Ice.
death over and over.
Oh man, here's
be
the
great.
T-Dog.
Well, I guess that's all we got.
I'm pouring my 40 out for T-Dog.
You what?
I'm pouring my 40 out for T-Dog. I loved him.
He was like a character that never got any lines to me. He'll be missed.
The lack of lines was the most powerful statement.
He didn't even have to be in a scene to affect you.
Dude, you can just see him in the background of the scenes where he's like one of the hardest workers in that group. You're just like, you need to do this? All right, I got it. I got it, bro. I got it, Rick. He was like one of those. They don't have enough of those guys on this squad.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's like, nah, we're just going to chill in here.
Well, like the zombie came through the door. He's always like the first one through the door. He got the SWAT gear. He got the big shield.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah.
And it ended up being his undoing.
Yeah.
It was such a good undoing.
Yeah, at least he at least sacrificed himself. He saved Carol. He saved pretty much everybody because he's the one that got the door shut.
I like Carol too.
Yeah.
I feel like she's gonna be a pretty good marksman.
This is God's plan.
I like when Axel got
God's
dead.
plan. Oh my god, when he got headshot?
Yeah.
Headshot.
I look right when he starts becoming a character too. I was like, nope.
It was exactly like at the moment where he was becoming a character.
Yeah, you're like, this guy's pretty cool. Boom! Oh, brains on Carol's
I just
face.
heard the Counter-Strike. Boom, headshot.
Yeah, the governor said they were the AWP.
Yeah.
He's looking through the scope with his one eye that's gone.
Oh my god. With the one eye's gone.
That's how good of a shot he is. Well, just like when the zombies approach him, like from that side, and there's no way he has peripheral vision on that side. He's still just boom, shot without even looking.
He's got ears.
He's a badass.
Nah, he doesn't.
Wonder what's under that eye patch.
He's got like a radar.
Do you remember playing Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah.
This is a quick thing, but there's like a little mock interview at the very beginning. It's like David Hayter with some Japanese like interview host.
Yeah.
And like they're talking about his eye patch. They're like, hey, what is that? Because he's just like, it's just David Hayter. Like in real life, he's just wearing that eye patch. It's like, so about that eye patch, like what exactly does it do? He's like, oh, this thing. He like explains it like in the silliest of ways. He's like, oh, this has like weather reports. I can click it once. It's got the weather. It's gonna be a nice sunny day. Click it again. It's got sports and everything. I think it was just like explaining the silliness of the eye patch, and I just thought that's what the governor has.
Yeah, I can see him rocking that.
It's got weather reports. It's got Twitter updates.
It's got what's going on in Woodbury. Like, oh,
he's got the Bleacher
Report. What's the trending topic right now? Woodbury.
Death and destruction, mayhem and carnage. Everybody is dead and left.
More than 11.
Hashtag regrets.
Hashtag should have killed my entire town. Oh well.
YOLO.
You live and you learn. Yeah. You only governor once. Anyway, listen.
Hashtag governor.
Hashtag governor.
Hashtag pour out my 40 for melted. Sorry, bro. Hashtag penny. Hashtag not penny.
Hashtag not penny to vote.
Oh, man.
Hashtag smells like carrots, brother.
Hashtag see you another life, brother.
Hashtag don't tell me what I can't do. Wait.
Hashtag you all, everybody.
Say this with me, Carlisle. Hashtag
I know what you done did.
Say it with me. No. I'll just hashtag. That's what it says.
That's not what it means. Well, this is Prometheus.
This is Bobby Beetle.
This is Agamemnon.
And we know what you done. This is Straight
Outta
Austin.
San Diego Comic Con 2013 edition.
Blah, 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 blah.
We weren't even at Comic Con.
You know how like much we have to hold back for all of our podcasts not to turn to Lost podcasts?
Yeah.
You know, like Lost just gets Jack.
You get lost in it.
You get lost in the Lost.
I just think it's funny because we all like hate how Lost ended, but we all still love it overall.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
I definitely loved experiencing Lost.
Yeah,
it was a great ride.
I want another show like that.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I thought Alcatraz was going to beat that show. But
yeah, they've tried to recreate Lost like 20 times, and they failed every time.
Alcatraz, did Alcatraz already get canceled?
Probably.
Like a long time ago.